Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hey guys, it's so early in the morning. It's not that early, it's 7:31 a.m. I feel like my brain's not working, but if I sound out of breath, that's because I tried to be healthy today. I went on a walk. And I thought, oh my god, let's record an episode before we finish our walk this morning. So here I am. It's so quiet. I think I saw like 3 people outside today. You guys are so unhealthy. You guys need to wake up and be like me. You need to get up and go on a walk in the morning. Because if there's one thing I realized on my walk this morning, it's that, nothing is ever that serious. And life is worth living. Yeah. No, it was great. I liked it. But it's too early in the morning. I don't think I'm fully awake to record this, but here I am. And yeah, it is Wednesday. It's the 22nd day of April of the year 2026. Now, I know I said I'd record this on Tuesdays, but come on, guys. Let's be honest. Let's be serious. I think I'm gonna upload episodes weekly for now, because I don't know if I do though, but I don't know if I want to like upload episodes every single week. I feel like that's too much for me. I feel like I started off with so much enthusiasm and gusto, and I thought, yes, we'll record every single week and we'll do that. And I don't know, I feel like that might be too much. But I don't know, what kind of schedule works best for this kind of thing? Since I'm doing everything off the cuff, I don't know if every single week I have to record an episode. I feel like that's a bit too much. But on the other hand, if I don't do this, then what's the alternative? Why am I asking you that? I feel like I'm asking myself that because, I'm recording this into a mic, but I don't know. I feel like I have to think about this more. I feel like I tend to think about things instead of, actually executing my thoughts, because I don't know, I feel like thinking about things and mulling over them and, being in that sort of preparatory phase of everything seems safe for me instead of actually doing it. Because if I do something and it turns out to be not what I expected, then I have to deal with the consequences of that, and I don't feel like doing that. I feel like that's a bit much, and it is a bit much, but I don't know, like, is it good to stay in this area in life where you're just, always in I don't know what the word is, but like being being in a preparatory stage in life. I think that's the closest thing to what I'm trying to get at. At a certain point, I think it gets exhausting. And it does. I feel like it does, because if you're always thinking about things and not executing them, then what's the point of thinking about it if you know you're using the thinking to not do the thing, you know? I actually liked my walk this morning. It was very quiet, but you know, I went on the main road and then there were so many cars, and yeah, that just made me think, oh my god, yay, people are alive, people are awake, they have jobs that they're going to, maybe, or you know, somewhere else, maybe they're coming back from their jobs. But it's actually, it's a crazy thing to behold for someone who's been unemployed for, how long have I been unemployed now? It's been a while. But yeah, seeing so many cars in the morning on the road and just, you know, witnessing that. Can you guys hear me, by the way? I don't know if this works. But yeah, it was definitely something to behold. It was a sight to behold for my unemployed eyes and mind. Because people actually wake up in the morning and get ready to, you know, oh my god. Isn't it exhausting? Employed people, aren't you guys exhausted? I think you guys are, but you know, Alhamdulilah, I feel like this is the kind of lifestyle I've been making dua to Allah for. I don't want to get up in the morning and be like, okay, I have to go clock in. So in one way or another, I feel like I'm living the life. Even though there's this whole stigma of, you know, being unemployed and like not having a job and whatnot, people tend to sort of, I don't know, I wouldn't say I feel like some people look down on some people for not having a job because they're like, what are you doing, you bum? Get up and go clock in, you know? Some people do tend to view people in that manner, but I don't know. I feel like this is the lifestyle. I think being unemployed is the new thing for me because I'm not so worried, I'm not so anxious, and I don't think I ever was, but like, you know, there's just this whole stress of like waking, you know what, I feel like I used to have one thing I noticed, and you know, the difference between me and my past, like the past few years, over me being in school and working a job. I used to have alarms on my phone, and I now don't. I just wake up, I pray, and then I do whatever, you know. I don't have this dit alarm every single morning. And it's just, Alhamdulillah, I don't have that. That's something very small that I've noticed, but you know, it's actually great. I feel like if I do this bi-weekly, then I might get back to being slightly uncomfortable with recording episodes, because right now I feel comfortable like doing this. Like I actually look forward to this, and then the day comes and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go outside and record. But, yeah, I feel like for now, sticking to this once a week thing would be a bit more beneficial for me. In the long run, I feel like I wouldn't want to do this once a week, but for now I feel like this is what I'm gonna stick with, inshallah. So yeah, I'm feeling very productive this morning. Feeling great, Alhamdulilah. And that's all because, you know, I prayed on time, and as soon as I prayed, I got ready and came outside for my walk, and the sun isn't even out today. It's actually cloudy, but it was so dark outside when I stepped out, and my mom was like, oh my god, be safe, people are gonna think you're a drunk person. And I was like, bro, I'm not worried about that. I just want to go on a walk. I just want to see the sky. I want to behold the sky. I want to hear the birds chirping. And once I heard the birds chirping, I was like, oh my god, I'm a living being. I am a living human being. And I actually crossed the street, and when I crossed the street, cars stopped for me. And this actually sounds so something, but yeah, when the car stopped, I was like, oh my god, that person actually registers that the person in the car registers that I'm an actual living human being, and they see me, and that's why they stopped their car. They don't want to run me over. And that felt great, you know. I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm not a human. Well, okay, that sounds a bit, no, sometimes I feel like I just get so lost in the mundanity of it all that I forget that, oh my god, I'm actually alive on this planet, and there are birds and there are trees, and I exist in this space with them. I tend to forget that. I feel like people do tend to forget that we're actually living human beings, and we get so lost in our jobs and our work and everything else. I think that's why it's important to take the time to be alone with nature. Because if you don't, you will be consumed by whatever you spend the most time on. And if that's not with Allah, then yikes, you are in danger, my friend. I think I'm going to end this episode here because I don't have anything else to say, you know, other than, you know, stay safe, fear Allah, and try to be alone with Allah every once in a while. Okay guys, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.